Hello, I am Brajendra. Welcome to lesson 19 of Python programming language, and in this video we will study while loop. So as usual, the plan, first we'll look at basic syntax, then properties, few properties, then break, continue, pass, then nesting, and a simple working program or a script. So this is the basic syntax. This is referred to as a loop head. This is loop head, and inside this we have test expression. It can be any expression which evaluates to a boolean value, either true or false, or as the case may be, followed by one or more statements, and these statements make the body of the loop. While is a keyword, so again we cannot make use of while for any other purpose except for the purpose it has been defined for. Now the most common use case, simple while and then this text expression, assuming that the variable I takes on some value which is less than 5. If it is true, it will enter the body of the loop and this print I statement or other statement would execute. So where is the loop head? This is the loop head, inside which we have test expression. We have just seen this is the test expression and this is the body of the loop. A break, if the test expression evaluates to true, if value of I is less than 5, it will enter the body of the loop, it will print the value of variable I, then it will print other statement, it will execute other statements, and then if it encounters break, it breaks the loop and it starts executing. It comes out the loop from this point itself and it starts executing the statement which is just below this W, because we know that the indentation is very important in Python programming language. So the body of the loop is identified through the indentation. So once the loop breaks, or even if it terminates logically, it continues to execute that statement which is just below W as far as indentation is concerned. Break is a keyword, so again, as I have already told, it cannot be used for any other purpose. Break the loop at that point, I have just said. Then loop breaks if break is executed or the test expression fails. I should not say the loop breaks when the test fails. The program does not enter the body at all if the test expression fails or if it evaluates to false. And one more thing, the loop which is broken is the loop inside which the break is executed, or in other words, break breaks that loop only inside which it has been executed. Continue, if the test expression is true, it enters the body, it keeps on executing the statements. If it encounters continue or continue is executed, what does it do is it skips the remaining statements of the body of the loop or following statements following continue, and it enters the head of the loop and again tests the test expression. Okay, so here also continue is a keyword, so we cannot use for any other purpose. The continue skips the remaining body of the loop and continues with the head. Again, just like break, continue affects only that loop inside which it has been executed. Pass, if the test expression is true, it enters the loop, but pass indicates no action. Pass is also a keyword and this pass indicates no action. So if it enters the loop and if this is the only statement inside the body of the loop, it does nothing. The nesting, you can have a while inside a while inside a while inside a while and so on. So practically there is no limit on depth of nesting. So let me demonstrate a simple example program or a script. On the right hand side, I have written a Python script. Simple, a variable is initialized with a value 0 And if this test expression is true, it prints the value of I and then increments the value of I. So it starts printing from 0 and up to and including 4. So 5 times this loop would be executed. Now let me execute it. Forward slash while. Oh, let me check. While dot by. Okay, so now you can see this print statement or function starts printing from 0 up to and including 4. Now the next one is I have initialized a variable with 0.3, and here if you refer to my one of the previous videos, you will find that what does this do? It formats this string in such a way that it prints 20 digits after decimal point, significant digits. So 0.3 and this print would print one blank line, so that the next value gets printed in the next line. So this prints one blank line. Okay, so here what will it do? It prints the value of 0.3 as 0.2999, so many nines, and then 8890. Okay, so we can see here the 0.3 is not exactly 0.3. It is a little less than 0.3. It is unlike C and C++, where 0.3 was represented as a number which is slightly greater than 0.3. So here it is slightly less than 0.3. So here, if f is less than or equal to 1.2, print f. In case of C, C++, it prints 3 values. Let us see what does it do. It prints 0.3 here, okay, because we have not formatted yet. Print f 0.3, f equal to f plus 0.3, which is slightly less than 0.3. So the next value would be slightly less than 0.6, but it is being printed as 0.6, rounding, and so on. So third time it prints 0.8999 and so on, and last time it prints 1.2. So it means it is less than or equal to 1.2. It prints 4 times, whereas the same loop in C or C++ prints only 3 values. It does not print 1.2. Next one is we expect an integer to be typed at the keyboard, where here I have assumed that no plus or minus sign would be printed or applied. So if integer is false, okay, so if integer is false, so first initialize integer as false, boolean value, because I repeat, whenever you input something at the keyboard in Python programming language, it returns its string representation. So I will say I equal to 0, length equal to len built-in function. So how many digits are there? Assuming no plus or minus was typed. And then this while loop, while I is less than length, it keeps on testing whether every character typed at the keyboard is a digit or not. If it is, it will initialize this integer variable to true, and it will keep on continuing. So here, if it is integer, it means it is a digit, then it will skip remaining statements and come back here. And I is being incremented, so next character it will test. So if you have typed all digits without any plus or minus sign and no alphabet character, only digits 0 through 9, any one of them, then it will accept it and it will consider it to be an integer. If you encounter any non-digit character, else block is executed and it says integer equal to false and breaks. So this while loop would be broken and it will continue, program will continue from this if. And if integer is true, it will print that value, otherwise it will print it is not an integer. Okay, so let me first scroll it a bit. Okay, now let me type an integer. Suppose I have typed an integer 3. Now this is the example of nested while loop. So what is it doing? It is having a while inside a while, and value of I and j both have been initialized to 1. So what is it doing? It is printing product of these variables I and j. Okay, so it will print in the form of a matrix, or you can say array, two-dimensional array. This end with equal to null string prints the next line in the next print in the next line. Okay, so it will not print in the next line, it will print the same line. So I star j, then space, and cursor will remain there for next value. Once this inner while loop is over, then it prints one space, and then you can say it brings the cursor to the next line. Okay, it will just print one space and cursor goes to the next line. So after printing 1 2 3 4 5, it will go to the next line. This is the example of this one. And the last one is I equal to 0, I less than 0, I equal to I plus 1, else print end of loop. So now here you can you pay attention. Unlike C or C++, while here in Python has else block also. So if you want to execute some block of code, if condition of while or test expression fails, then this is the way. So you can write, so while I less than 0, I equal to 0, while I less than 0, I equal to I plus 1, some arbitrary code I have written. Otherwise, it will be this end of loop. So it has printed like this. Now let me execute it once again. And in response to this, I will type 1 A, B, 2, 3. So now you can see here everything else is same. It says not an integer. Okay. So this is the behavior of the program. Now in the next video, we'll talk about strings, which are very important in the Python programming language. Perhaps it has maximum number of built-in functions to manipulate these strings. That is all in this video. Thanks for watching.